Greetings, y'all. Welcome to Karen Hope's Solid Hour of Inspiration. This here is the YouTube channel where you and I, through an awesome exchange of energy, we grow inspiration. Y'all, don't mind the rap today. It's cold in here, y'all. Let me tell you something. It is, take my flip-flops off. It is very hot outside today, so I've had to keep my AC on morgue up in here for the children, because they stay out all day and they get hot. I have a child is in marching band, and one that swears PE is killing them. She has PE at I think like 11 o'clock in the afternoon. She gets home at 4:30 and she's still reeling from PE, Anyway, you know how it goes. So yes, y'all, thank you for being here today. I'm so glad to be here today on the channel. I'm glad you're here too. And like I said, this is the channel where you and I, through an awesome exchange of energy, we grow inspiration. I talked about that yesterday. I'm like, oh, hey, is it corny to say we grow inspiration? I think I'll keep saying it. Because I did explain again that, it's a process to growing and harvesting and blooming and those things, We need to figure out what kind of soil to plant our seeds in, because not all seeds grow in all soil. Man, I'm serious. We got like clay-like dirt. Then we have sandy-like dirt. Then we have rich and like just dark soil. And then we have soil that, it's just different kinds. And different seeds grow in different soil. So we have to tend to that thing, the growing part. And we have to follow the directions, and we have to follow the instructions that, for the conditions that it takes for that seed to grow, y'all. Proverbially, that applies to our whole life. So that's why I was talking about that yesterday, the growing of things. I did want to still talk about that today. But before we start, you already know the drill. Now, if you haven't been to the channel before, y'all, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. And please click thumbs up if you like the video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Right here. Well, we all do this together. This is just this is an exchange of energy. This is not just, this is everyday life. I am a 51-year-old woman. 2 little girls at home. My daughter just recently turned 16, excuse me. My daughter recently turned 16. And my daughter Gloria just turned 16 a month ago, and my daughter Joy turned 12 2 days ago. So yes, it's just here. It's just us here with our puppy Clyde. And it's all about this life, the life I'm trying to provide for my kids and for myself. It's just about trusting God and having faith and belief that everything will be okay, even if conditions and circumstances don't seem so favorable for us. I'm not saying that is the situation, but not every day is perfect, and I've got these kids with me. So whatever I go through, unfortunately, I try my best to keep, adult situations away from my kids. That's what we're supposed to do, right? But the bottom line is, life is still life. So to get through this life that's always just going to be life where there's nothing new under the sun, we go from being winners to losers to winners again. But I like to say, I'll say it a different way. We have our highs and we have our lows. And we have our I don't knows. All of us do. We have those days. And, sometimes the highs seem like more for some people. The lows seem like more for other people. And the I don't knows and the indecisiveness, that's the rest. But the thing is, to get out of these energies of I don't know, first and foremost, certainty comes with God. Assurance comes with God. Being sure, that's everything God. The uncertainty comes from a mindset of lack and just not having faith in who we are. Y'all, forgive that noise. Do you hear that? They're working on the plumbing outside, like outside the building. Some kind of weird noise going on. Do you hear that? Anyway, we'll just let it ride. Yes, it stopped. So, what was I saying? Yes, being sure comes with faith and belief. Certainty comes with faith and belief. So when we're indecisive about things and we're not so sure, it's just because we're not trusting God about who we are, about the things that he has us to do, the things that he wants us to do, which will always be for our good and the good of someone else. If the things that we are doing is not for our good and the good for someone else, then it's not of God. Now, how do we know? How do we know what's for the good of someone else? How do we know what's for the good of us, for ourselves? How do we know? Well, it definitely does not take anything negative to get there. Losing sleep is not negative. Losing sleep is negative if we're worried. But if we're working hard and we miss a few hours of sleep, well, we do know that eventually we need to lay down and get some rest. But that's not a bad thing. So when I say losing sleep, there are different circumstances and situations. Y'all, hold on right quick before I start talking. Let me set the timer because you already know. I think that's what I was going to say. If you haven't been to the channel before, y'all, I have to set the timer. The chimer. Oh, it does chime. But I have to set the timer because there was one video. I didn't have my glasses on and I saw 45 minutes. And then I went to go upload the video and Lord have mercy. I was like, hey, y'all, I think I've been talking for an hour already. It's already been 45 minutes, baby. I was talking an hour and 45 minutes. I never want that to happen again. Not unless I'm in some type of symposium or conference or something like that. I'll do it then. For YouTube channel, we don't need 2 hours, y'all. I mean, just because I can do it doesn't mean that I need to. Yes. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Getting back to the certainty, getting back to being rest assured. That only comes with trusting God about who we are. See, if we're like constantly feeling like the feeling that we're having, the passion that we have, the desire that we have, we're feeling that tug, but we're constantly trying to take control of what we think we're supposed to look like, what it's supposed to look like. We end up shooting ourselves in the foot, and then we end up thinking that we're like have a lot of things coming against us, but the only thing that's coming against us really, although we do have these trials in life, oh, you better believe it. We have these trials. We have enough. We have enough trials on top of like adding to it with self-sabotage and doubt and fear. When what God has for us is like right there. And a lot of times people think that these I don't like to say distractions or even temptations, because temptations have like a consequence to it. If you call something a temptation, that means you're not supposed to be doing it. So there's not too many temptations that I have in my life. Like, I have desires. We should always have a desire. We should always have a passion. It should always be faith-based. Meaning that something good will come out of it. It's not going to bring us down. It's not going to drag us down. And even if it does not happen because of God's plan or God's way or God's will or someone else's refusal to go with it, anybody around, or like on a job, you could have a person there at your job that just will not have peace and brings in disruption and chaos and bad feelings and a bad mood to everybody in the break room, just, and then it just lingers around. Okay, well, that person has to work on that. But if we react and respond in such a way where we just know that doesn't belong to us, that's not our business, then praying for that person is mighty good, because it helps. And to pray to God that we never take on that energy. Because anyone who cares about our space, our well-being, our peace of mind will not bring that to us. See, talking about those tests, y'all, that I was just about to talk about a minute ago. Talking about those tests. Sometimes they're not ours. Sometimes they're someone else's. But we have a responsibility to see it for what it is and not to take control of that situation. Let it be. Let it be. Let it ride. Let it ride. Do you know that what faith and belief, what it will do? It lets it ride. What is it? Let it be whatever you need it to be today. Did your kids get on your nerves? Let it ride. Let it ride. Because really and truly, or your husband, or your best friend, or your boss, or just someone, a stranger, you saw something, let it ride. We must let it ride. This is why. When we don't, oh my God, my afro. How y'all like my afro today? When I first started doing the videos, I was doing wearing my afro because whatever, that's just what I was doing. And then it started slicking down my hair just to do something different. And I said on the video about 3-4 days ago that we ran out of gel, right? And I was like, ooh, I need to get to the store. I've been to the store 3 times already. Keep forgetting to get gel, y'all. And today, me and this afro are speaking to y'all. It's okay. It is what it is. But get back to what I was going to say. Y'all, I'm sorry for being distracted, but I just really looked at myself right now. There's something else that I don't do on camera. So I really don't know really what's going on until I look at it later. But I really do see this thing right now. God is good. So, yeah. We must. And this is the reason why we must not be so bothered by things that are not our business. See, the test is this. Are we in our right feelings? Are we focusing on ourselves? Are we saying that's bothering me because, or that bothers me when I'm not feeling right, or I'm feeling having low self-esteem, I'm feeling insecure? How are we feeling that we have to react in such a way to someone else's test, someone else's reactions and responses, especially when they're not negative? Why would that bother us at all? It would bother us because we're in the same energy. So to be able to not be triggered by someone's intentional or unintentional. Sometimes it is what it is, and sometimes it isn't what it is, but someone's testing you. That's their test too, by the way. There's a whole bunch of testing going on, isn't it? A whole bunch of tests. Well, pass them. Pass them. Don't react. Don't respond. Stay in your faith. Stay in your belief. Listen to God. Trust Him. Because as far as negative responses and negative reactions, like lashing out and revenge, things like that, backstabbing, backlashing, I could even say backtracking, backpedaling, all those things. God takes care of that. We don't have to touch that at all. Now, if that's something, when it comes to someone else, if it's what we are doing, we better get right on top of that, because the bottom line is we're not in some good feelings. We're not. Though our responsibility in this life is to stay on top of our feelings, to make sure that our spirit stays right. Our soul stays willing, cheerfully willing, to accept what it is God has for us in our lives. Did I set the timer, y'all? Hold on. I didn't, did I? It started talking again. Alexa, set a timer for 45 minutes.
45 minutes, starting now.
Y'all was about to take off into, you saw that? Our soul needs to remain cheerfully willing to listen to God, to see what He has around us, to see what it is, to see what it is. We can have all these things going on around us and we'll still try to, I'm talking about good things. I'm talking about the things that we say that we don't have. The things that we say we desire, y'all. And it's right there. You know, for a year ago, I was like, God, I need a way to speak, to teach. How can I do that? Make a way for me. You know, and in my mind, all these years I was thinking that there's really not too much I could say because I don't have a degree. And people tell me, you don't have a degree. When people that have degrees and they have degrees and they look at you and they say, well, you know what, be quiet, leave it to the experts, you know. Or when you do start to speak and it becomes a little offensive to those who don't feel like you have any value because you didn't spend as much time. Well, their road and journey was to spend that time doing that. Other people's journey is to do something else. But the bottom line is we all get to a place where we're doing what God wants us to do, and that's leading into our purpose. And there's no competition, and there's no unfairness, or there's no backlashing and backstabbing in that either. 100% solid support. When it comes to, it should be to supporting yourself first and foremost, for believing what God has for you. And that's a good plan, y'all. And that's good feelings, and that's good people around, and that's a good environments, and good decisions. And and look, it can't be good unless we have bad. Well, how do we know what's good unless we've fallen on our face before? Where's the reference? Well, yeah, we can say God is good. We can say it. But He's picked us up so many times. And we felt it. And we know it. And we've seen it. You know, we can say all we want. Oh, God isn't real. Well, He doesn't do anything for me. Okay, we can say it when we're in that mindset of lack. And then we're like, you know, having a little bit of a pity party, you know, some temper tantrums. But bottom line is this: it may not be happening to us yet, but we absolutely do see it in the lives of others, don't we? And it's nothing to have bitterness about. It's nothing to have contempt about. It's nothing to resent. It's everything to celebrate God, His glory, and His mercy for our lives. He let us see it. I wrote a Facebook post yesterday. God will let us see things, y'all. He'll let us see things in the dark. He'll let us see things in the light, y'all. I mean that on so many levels. He'll let us see things. And it's not always for us to detach. Sometimes it's for us to hold on. It's not always for us to hold on. Sometimes it's to detach. It just depends on how your soul and spirit is feeling and how it is reacting to what life is presenting to us at the time. And if it is as positive as possible, those things that are seemingly coming against us, seemingly coming to happen to us, we realize it's for us. It's for our good. Eventually. And you know what I believe, y'all? Just so I can say it. Eventually always means like right now, to me. And right now always means eventually when it comes to God. You know, because He covers the past, okay? He justifies that, you know. When we tell, just like people, okay? When we tell people that we apologize, I don't want to say sorry because, you know, sometimes those words we speak, we don't want to tell anybody we're sorry because sorry means you're trifling. Sorry means your note count. But we do want to apologize, and apologize sincerely for the things when we have bad reactions and bad responses to what life is presenting us. And it's so negative, it's self-sabotaging. You know, we're hurting ourselves, but yes, when we hurt ourselves, it hurts other people. Other people are affected. We have people in our lives Now, if you're doing this stuff intentionally, that's a whole different level, but it still remains the same. God will take care of it, and will have to apologize. And that apology will be to right your wrong and don't do it again. What do I mean by right your wrong? If you are, what is the word? What is the word? Is it infidelity? If you are a married man or a married woman and you continue to cheat on your partner, it happens. It happens. Is that called fidelity? I think so. The best apology is to stop doing it. If that person accepts you for who you are, forgives you for not forgiving yourself, for making any kind of decision or choice that wasn't good for you in the first place, for based on whatever feeling, whatever control issue, trying to have something more than what you see that day. God is going to bring stuff that's good to us. When we start to step on toes, and I'm not talking about people's toes, I'm talking about divine toes. We get sat down. We take several seats. We are given several seats to take. We've given a corner to sit in. Occasionally, we might have to wear a dunce hat. But I'll tell you what it isn't. We're not laughed at. And it's not dangled in front of our face as a mistake. And it's not anything that's supposed to define us. It's supposed to be something that we're supposed to understand, learn from, and not do it again. That is what apology is. So, going to this divine apology thing, I guess I'm going to go there. The apology is the best way, divinely, and just on human to human. Apologize. Apologize just means don't do it again. Or if you go to work and you're always late. Your boss is like, you're about to lose your job, but all you can say is, I apologize. No, stop saying that. Get up 30 minutes earlier. Walk your dog earlier. Get you your coffee. Take care of your husband and your children earlier, so you can get yourself together. Or take care of your wife and your children earlier, so you can get yourself together. Get the gas the night before. Things like that. If you know you're going to have limited time, get cereal and milk. Don't get up making breakfast sandwiches. Let the people eat some cereal. I don't know what, the kind of things I'm saying, real life stuff, y'all. There's no fancy things going on here, unless I drink Perrier because I really love it. And then I will occasionally make myself, for lunch, some lamb chops with rosemary and mint and rice pilaf. But other than some kind of cuisine, there's nothing fancy going on around here. Or a fine beverage, because y'all, bubbly. Have to, y'all. To be certain and assured, we have to trust God. And to trust God, we need to continue no matter what's going on, because He is working things out for everyone. Okay? We are all going through tests. We are all going through trials. We are all being bombarded or not, or maybe lightly touched by situations, Some things that are considered an emergency to some. It's just a minor, bump in the road for others, and a lot of times it has to do with money. Having access to a lot more of it than, most. But, sometimes that has nothing to do with it either. You can have a whole lot of money and still some bad feelings and end up blowing that off by doing something that is based in something that it's not faithful. There's no belief in that. It's just all control. And what happens? That goes away too. People, things, money, houses, cars, relationships. good feelings, good memories, they're overtaken by something bad because it's ripped away by a consequence. Bad situation, a bad condition, and sometimes we have, I'm going to say again, y'all, I say consequence just for, effect. But conditions and situations, they really don't have anything to do with us. It's just we're living. We're living. And someone didn't pray somewhere, sometime. Could have been 1,000 years ago. Could have been yesterday. There was something. It was lack of belief. And it starts with, y'all forgive the noise. It starts with who we believe we are. If we go around and call ourselves nobodies, if we go around and call other people nobodies, if we think that our lives are just so bad and hard that there's no way to come from under it because we don't want to, we don't know anything else, we keep talking about, I have noticed this, that it's very easy for some people like myself. Just give me a moment, y'all, because it's going to give me I'm just going to have to dig deep for this. But I am. Because gold is way down deep, isn't it? All kinds of treasures. It's buried. But we don't know if it's a treasure until we bring it to the surface, right? But it's down there. So I'm going to bring this on up. Sometimes, y'all, we can be the person who has all the good advice, the sunshiny responses and words, and it's all true, it's all true, it's all true. And we believe that about someone else. We believe it so much that we can tell them how wonderful they are. But based on what life has presented, sometimes we can't believe that about ourselves, can we? So it takes a lot of digging down deep. It takes a lot of quiet time. And some embarrassing moments, because sometimes you don't know. Half the time we don't know. And I'll say we, because this is so, again, I'll say human. We don't know what we're doing. We just know we feel something, right? But we don't know what we're doing. We feel it though. And sometimes we think we can't trust it. We're like, what kind of foolishness is this? Why am I trusting this? But I see that is not conducive to what I feel. But what we feel is what creates what we see. So we have to continue to believe in treasure. Because that's what we are. A treasure. I like to just use this example. I was reading the Old Testament. I wasn't reading it. I was listening to the Torah. Alexa reads it to me. I hope I didn't say her name too loud. I did. Okay. She reads it to me at night. And which is the Old Testament. I'm saying the Torah, but it is the Old Testament. It's exactly the Old Testament, word for word. So it was talking, I was so amazed because I love stones, like amethyst and obsidian and jade and onyx specifically. And I heard a verse in Leviticus, and it's talking about all these stones and onyx and everything to put in a plate of armor for the chest or something like that when they were going to do their work. And it led me to believe, I like these stones and I like to always have them around. I always have. And I've always been told that it's something bad and it represents something bad, but they're in the Word of God. Moses and those people, they loved crystals and stones, and they used them for decoration of temples and stuff like that. So speaking of treasure, and it led me to believe about these birthstones. Everybody is born in a month and there's a beautiful stone that's associated with your month. Y'all, I'm thinking that's so great, because that treasure, we have been told since the beginning of time about treasures and beautiful things. And that's what we are. You are a treasure. I am a treasure. Depending on how much weight, much dirt, and we are covered by. I didn't say buried. We're not buried. We're not buried. But we're under it. That's for sure. We're still getting some air, right? Because we can still speak. We can still speak it away. We're not too far under. You can't breathe when you're buried, y'all. When you're buried, you're dead. We're not buried under anything. But there is a lot of weight that we need to come up from under. And a big boost is to believe God about who we are. A treasure with power and beauty and brilliance and a purpose. What is the purpose? Talk to God about it. Talk to God about it. More than likely, it's the thing that you have not been able to shake since you were a child. More than likely, it's the thing that the people told you when you were a kid, that you were going to be this, you were going to be this, you were going to be the best this, you're going to be the best this. And then life came. Let me take a moment again, y'all. Let me tell you, because I feel all this. Forgive me because I'm adjusting my clothes again, because it really is cold in here. Life happens and we start to believe what we see. You remember when I said a few minutes ago? If we feel a desire, we feel it, we feel it, we feel it. God, our spirit, our soul, the Holy Spirit, angels, everything divine, our ancestors, everything. I say ancestors because we have blood coursing through our veins that we cannot run away from. We can't run away from it. And all those things that we use on a daily basis to move us forward in our purpose, they're beautiful things and we cannot let it go. We have to trust it. We have to believe it. And I check this out, y'all. When I say we can't run away from it, I would like to say this because it just popped in my head, and I guess it's an opportunity just to say it. Who we are, look, we are loved. We are justified. We are victorious. And guess what? We can't run away from it. We cannot run away from ourselves. We cannot run away from the universe, okay? When we think that we are running away from the bad things that we're not that. That's all a lie. That's all an illusion. That's all the things that we convinced ourselves of based on what life is presenting us, what we think we see, when it's not. It's not what it is. It's how we feel. Our spirit wakes up every day wanting God. The world outside of us doesn't show God so much, and then we're like, ugh, and then we're feeling conflicted. It's not that kind of conversation, but it is that kind of conversation. Then we wake up cranky instead of grateful, I say we because we all do it. We have to remain as faithful as possible to get through this life every day. If we don't, we're not running from the bad things, y'all. We're running from the good things because it's so uncomfortable. Like, we can't trust it. Like, can that be real after all this time? What about the time I thought it was real? Do you know what I mean? But guess what? Let me be of some encouragement to you and me, myself, okay? That's when we thought differently about ourselves. It was a different day. Different responses, different reactions, different beliefs, different faith. Wasn't bigger. Definitely wasn't as big as it is right now. Today, if you're thinking differently, if you're saying to yourself, golly, man, I was in a bad place. When you're telling yourself, I don't want to be there anymore, I don't want to do that anymore, you stop reminding yourself of what it was. I mean, you took yourself there. We take ourselves there. Why would we take ourselves back there in spirit, in mind, in thought, for it to come back, for it to be, feel it, for it to make it be what we see? You want to see some beautiful things? Think some beautiful thoughts. Do you want to see loyalty, devotion, dedication, and those things? Be that. And don't take control over what you don't see and what you know what I mean? It may not be returned. It doesn't matter about that. Because as long as we are doing what we're supposed to do, it's going to come to us anyway. And the control is, and letting go of that control is knowing that we will have it. Don't you want what's bigger than you? We could think that our plan is so good, but I can guarantee you God's plan is the best. Our plan could be good. We could be absolutely smart and intelligent and on top of things. But if we don't trust God enough to let him be included let him be included. Is that the right thing to say? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Trusting God to be led by God's word. His spirit, our spirit, is God's spirit. We were made in his image. So let's stay connected to that and move forward in that. That way, whatever it is that we feel is good, can feel even better. And baby, the things we see from there will continue to make us feel good. That's why I say the better can get better and better. There's no best when it comes to God. Best can get better and better. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing. It makes me happy. Because 2-3 years ago, I was in a place where I was not happy at all. I looked happy. I didn't even act happy, but I looked happy. Things were, I don't know. I was never by myself. Always had something going on, you know. When I say never by myself, I mean I had home friend girls that were coming through, a few friend girls, and a couple homeboys, you know. One still comes through, you know. It's just my friend, real talk. Yeah, he always comes through. As a friend, he always comes through. And I'm grateful for those people, but you know, sometimes even the people that I don't talk to anymore, I'm grateful for them because I love them. And at one point we were sharing lives together, and at another point we were, you know, not. But I still love them very much. It's just they're not around. And 2 or 3 years ago, that would have brought some bad feelings to me, that would have brought some resentment, that would have brought some bitterness, I would have been kind of in my feelings. But at this point, God is showing me that he is moving them along in their purpose, and the only thing that I should do is thank God for it. Because if I say that I love someone and I truly love someone, really the only thing I want them to do is walk in their purpose. It doesn't have to include me. Do you know that our purpose does not have to include people? And their purpose does not have to include us. But what it should include is our prayers and our gratefulness that God is doing for them what we want Him to do for us. That's keep us, that's provide, that's to keep our families together and happy and healthy, to put the best choices around us. So we don't consider them options, you know. Options are, that's so condescending. That's such an ugly way to look at the blessings that God puts around us, you know, the choices, the opportunities to do better. You know, an option will lead you to maybe do something worse. But when we look at something as an opportunity, a chance, and a choice, because that's what God gives us, that's a divine thing. We can walk away knowing that, you know, what really an option is. And if people do have these options or do believe in options or want options instead of looking at it as choices, chances, and opportunities to do better, then we don't have to be mad at people having options. That's what they want. Right? Choices, chances, opportunities, options, they're all provided by God. It is a blessing. They are blessings. Blessings that we can, you know, even those options transmute if they don't work out for us. Transmute it into a situation where it does. We can thank God for it. You know? We can thank God for it. We can thank God for everything. Y'all sure to get comfortable today. I'm feeling that way. Maybe it's my afro. I don't even know what it's going to look like today. All I know is, I don't know. I don't even know. But that's what I was saying before. A lot of times we don't know, but we have a feeling just to move forward. Just move forward. Just keep doing it. Just go. Just go forward. Just go forward. Because look, when we are trusting God to help everyone move forward in their purpose, when we're trusting God, we can let go or hold on. Hold on to our feelings, hold on to our faith, hold on to our belief. Let go of the things that are fearful and doubtful, that bring in self-sabotaging ideas and beliefs and behaviors, you know. We can let that stuff go. Then we can, I guarantee you this, y'all, because when we are walking in our purpose for the good, for ourselves and for all, we're going to meet up with the people that we love, that love us in a good place. And these chances, these choices, and these opportunities, and if we still want to consider them options, we'll have them together. So that brings in this. I just want to say that's where I want to say where our healing is very important. What is healing? Healing is just, you know, forgiving ourselves for messing up time after time. Not believing God time after time. Falling on our faces time after time. You know. How do we do this? We could be in such a tight situation, closed in, constricted, confined, be freed from that mental place, physical place, emotional place, spiritual place. Get out and do it again. Even if it's just a little bit. Do you know that a little leads to a lot? We already know. We've already been through it. A little will lead to a lot. And a lot will lead to very little. If we are not trusting God about some good feelings, some positive things, and moving forward, y'all, that's why people say, if we don't have anything good to say, and I will say these words, shut up. I don't even want to say be quiet. It's that serious. I tell my kids all the time, don't say shut up. But right now, for the seriousness of it. If you don't have anything good to say, shut up. If you don't have anything good to do, sit down. Go sit down somewhere. Don't deposit that other places. Don't put that other places, because if so, you are considered a weapon formed against someone. And do you know that someone prays about that? There are people that pray earnestly without stopping about things that are weapons formed against you, me, mine, and yours. And they mean it. They're called warriors. And they call in warriors that are not nice. Do you know that, y'all? Do you know what faith and belief tells me? When there's something negative coming against us, do you know that needs to be some really, that's not nice, baby. That's not nice. Okay, so check it out. So let's just use like these cartoonish like kind of visualizations, okay? Okay. We got the devil, okay? That red one with the tail. That's so funny. Maybe the goat hoofs and, the horns or something. I don't know. They have that image that make us scared. Let me tell you something about what I believe the devil is. Beautiful, okay? It's got to be tempting. Got to look some kind of way where you come to you. You don't go to anything ugly, grotesque, scary. How do we go to that? We don't. So attractive. Jeez. Anyway. You got the devil, right? You got angels. Devil has angels too, by the way. The angels are angels. So, do you know that I'm going like this? Okay, so we got the negative side with the positive side. I said that because we have the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. You know how that goes. They're like the cartoons again. They are fighting. Okay? They are fighting. Do you want to consider something a bloody battle? Like bloody battles like from movies, and it's ferocious. Y'all, that is what it is. It ain't nice. It's not nice. There are mighty battles being fought for us. I mean, at least what we can do is trust God. Trust him, because we are being fought for. There are people praying against those things that are coming against us. So it's to our best interest to stay as positive as possible. It's in our best interest to stay as positive as possible, y'all. Oh gosh, because it's important. Positivity is a power that brings in power. If we are negative people, we can't help whatever's divine protect us. We can't. It'll come in. It'll come in from the inside. It'll break us down from the inside, where people can't see and people can't search and people can't come and be there with us. They can't come in there and be there with us. They can't be there. It's impossible. We're by ourselves with God and what we feel. God will not allow us to feel badly. He's going to put things in our face and our path and our way to show us that what defined us long time ago is not the truth. And it will be up to us to stay on top of our good feelings, our good behavior, if or to have some. Stay on top of it and be that. Don't backslide. Don't backlash. Don't lash out. Don't give up. Right? Don't give in. Can't. Giving up and giving in leaves us right here when the whole purpose is to keep going. Now, it doesn't mean that to keep going is to quit. Doesn't mean that. What did I just say a few minutes ago? If we are all moving forward in our purpose, all of us together, as Facebook friends, as real life friends, as YouTube family, as global partners, who knows? As those things, we need to move together forward in this thing. Do this individually for a collective result. You know how like when you were like in elementary school, maybe junior high, sometimes high school, whenever everybody had their individual campaign to go out and sell cookie dough or popcorn or, something for the band boosters or football or candy bars. Oh, I remember those candy bars. You could just break right off the squares like that. Those candy bars like that. But then you wanted like 2 more. I want some chocolate today. Yeah, okay, so you remember how you used to just like go and individually we had to do our work? But then at the end of the year, whatever classroom made the most money got the pizza party. And they got lots of pizzas. Piled up cheese pizzas, pepperoni pizzas, sausage pizzas, combination pizzas, Hawaiian pizzas. And there were some sodas, maybe some cookies and brownies. Maybe a movie. Remember we get to watch the movie in class, they roll the big old TV in there and then pop in the VCR. I know it's different now, but we used to have VCR tapes. And the people with the weird hairdos and the 1980s music. Jeez. Those health movies, do you remember those? In health class? The reproductive movies are so funny. And we'd have to get to sign the permission sheet to go find out about the birds and the bees. God, so cringy. It's different these days, isn't it? And I hear these children talk about stuff some days. I'm like, what is that? What does that mean? Look it up. Oh my God. What? Oh. Different day. Different day, different dollar. It is a different dollar too because it's that crypto. I've been learning about that, y'all. I'm getting off subject, y'all, but I've been learning about that crypto. Been investing a little bit, and it's crazy. It's a different dollar too. Yeah, but let's get back on track, y'all. Going back to the beginning of the video about being sure and certain. We can't keep going back and forth. We have to trust God about who we are. We have to trust God about who we are so we can move forward in our purpose beautifully, willingly, and cheerfully, without doubt, without fear. See, that's where the perseverance comes in. Perseverance. That's where the perseverance comes in. The persistence, the consistency, the ability to just keep, stay on task, not be distracted. Okay, distracted by what? Oh my God, these things are just hopping in my head. I'm gonna go by what I've been distracted by. Okay, I have been distracted by time. One, because I keep saying I'm 51. Like my life is, I'm mid-age at this point. I've got maybe about 30 more years of life to go. But I'd like to get some stuff done, and I'd like to be a nice, few decades, But y'all, it's just like sometimes it just takes a while to get to that point, and we have to know when it is what it is, and not feel bad about the time. I've had to tell myself, Karen Hope, you're feeling bad about time. Time is an illusion. You have plenty of time. God will give you what you need for you to get where he needs you to go. And see, my desire to push time, like when I was, before I was 30, it was like, oh my God, I'm already 30 and I'm not married yet. And that kind of pushed me into getting married before I was really ready. And my ex-husband was really ready. And there was time about, babies and stuff. I didn't have my first child till I was 35, but I felt bad about that. And my second child when I was 39, I felt even worse. I was like, oh my gosh, what kind of mom am I going to be? I'm already going to be old. I'm going to be going to the graduation with a cane. You know, looking cute though. But no, I was trying to take control of a situation that had nothing to do with. It had nothing to do with me. So I'm learning to treat time the way it's supposed to be. Keep my hands off of it. That's just work. Put my head down, not in the way of in shame, but just to focus on what God will have me do while the rest of my life is going on. I've got a whole household to run by myself, finances to handle by myself, no roommates, no whatever, financial advisors, no husband, no, partner, brother or sister, friend, I have to do this by myself. And I'll say again, I still don't know what I'm doing, but I have to move forward. This YouTube channel, I don't know what I'm doing, but I have to move forward. The podcast, all 203 episodes down there in the description box. Check them out. The Spotify link. I didn't know what I was doing. Still don't. But I know that I love to do it. And we will jump back on that podcast horse pretty soon. But I'm learning how to do this too. And then there's a blog that I'm learning how to make more professional. But as I'm going along, I'm learning how to have camera presence, which I never thought that I would have before. I would faint before I thought I could take a picture or be on camera anywhere. So serious, y'all. It's crippling. Crippling, please listen. I had to have faith in what God, the desire that He had put in me. I had to stop saying I can't do that. I felt like I couldn't. Everyone was telling me that I couldn't. Situations were showing that I couldn't. I'm still here in my bedroom, but I did move from the kitchen table in here and have a backdrop. And I do smile now, and now I don't have a script, and now I don't go over and over in my head about messing up. I just do it. That's what certainty will do. That's what God would do. That's what He will do. That's what He does. When we trust Him, when we don't even trust ourselves. But when we start to trust ourselves, we know it's all God. We know, like I said, the same Spirit that God is in us. And we can stay connected to Him that way. Why would we feel bad? Why? No, we don't always succeed. No, it's not always on the first try. But I can guarantee that when it is, we have trusted God fully. We haven't gone on our own understanding at all. But because we have choices and opportunities and chances, and for some options, we are able to work it out. See how good God is. And when we don't even do it right, He tells us it's okay. Do it again. Look at yourself and do it again. Try again. You can do it. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't give in. Keep going forward in your purpose. And it brings nice things. It brings there's no instant gratification with that, y'all. And I think that's where that lack of control, or is it lack of control or trying to have control? Trying to have control over everything is lack of control. I don't care how control, you think you have control. We think we have control. I think I have control when I'm trying to control everything. It's a lack of control. Y'all, I'm not going to get too deep with that. When I say trying to control everything, I'm talking about conversations. I'm talking about life situations. But what I'm saying is what God has for us, and don't change it. Because it's going to be anyway. Don't try to change it. Because all we're going to do is be miserable until we get to where God wants us to be anyway. So why not enjoy the ride? We're going somewhere. Oh, well. Alexa, that was fast again. Dismiss the alarm. Yeah, we are going somewhere now. Really, physically, I do have to go out of the house now that the video is recorded. And let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead, and I hope it's okay, because I'm just going to go ahead and I have to leave the house. It usually takes about 2 hours and 35 minutes, sometimes close to 3 hours, to download an hour video. So by the time I run around and get back here, by the time I run around and get back here, it should be time to upload the video. It takes a while to process too, so I'll be seeing y'all in a little bit. Probably sometime around, the video will probably be released somewhere around 2 or 3, maybe. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 12:29 p.m.
Yeah, probably about 2 or 3. Thank you, Alexa. I'll make some lunch. Make some lunch. I have a friend coming by today, so I have lunch to make. So I have to run to the store right quick. Talking about those cryptocurrencies. Getting some stuff in order. So, yes, y'all. I really did enjoy being here today. Thank you for making it to this far in the video. Your support, your solid support is so appreciated, y'all. I'm telling you, it's an exchange of energy that I really do appreciate. And you're helping me in this journey, y'all. This is helping me. There's a lot of things that I'm overcoming. A lot of self-sabotaging energies. A lot of things that I thought I couldn't do. And that's including just talk to people. I love it. So thank you for being part of it. Again, if you like this video, y'all, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already...
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
Let me check this right quick. Go ahead and hit that all notifications bell so you don't miss a moment of solid inspiration. Okay? Check out the Spotify links in the description box. And, if you have a donation, a love donation to the channel, because it helps me keep everything going. And this is the only way that I'm going to be able to help, build up the channel. Because, again, I'm doing this on my own. This is a solo operation. So thank you. Yes, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and go. Go ahead and get some stuff done. And because I have people to take care of today. Yes, thank you. Love and light to you. Y'all go ahead and get some wonderful sunshine. Get some air. I know it's hot outside, but at least get some air. It's always good to get some air. Even if it's step on your porch, never stay confined, okay? We may not be able to leave our houses, y'all. Never stay confined. Just stand outside, get some air. If you can't stand outside, get next to a window. Let a little bit of sunshine touch you. Touch your life, okay? The vitamin D, 10 minutes of it, will elevate your mood, make you feel happy. Happier than what you were, And a little bit more happy is always better, isn't it? It brings us through. It takes us through. God is good. Stay positive. I'll talk to y'all soon. Love and light.